Who will you follow? All right. So we immediately start off with vocals. There is like a very quick, super quick volume swell. I don't even know if OBS will pick it up, but listen very closely in 3, 2, 1. You hear that? Like little quick volume swell, but yeah, vocals come in essentially immediately. And there's piano. And so as we know, or if you don't know, Amy Lee is a very proficient piano player. I think she did most of the piano on Fallen, and the piano on Fallen is nuts. It's crazy. So yeah, there's a nice little piano part playing here, and Amy is singing. She sounds great. It is crazy to think about. Like, Fallen came out it came out in 2003, so 23 years ago, and she sounds like you wouldn't think it if you heard her voice. She sounds super youthful, really good. So like, good on her for taking care of her voice all these years. So yeah, but that's really about it musically. I think there's some slight atmospheric effects going on in the background if you listen real close. What have you done to me? You hear that? There is some intense reverb on her voice, but there's just those like ambient noises, which is fine. It sets the scene a little bit. So let's talk about what she's singing, because we actually start with the chorus. So she says, "What have you done to me? You drained the life out of me till I don't know myself. When all your faith in reality fades away, who will you follow?" So let's take it line by line, because that is what we do on this show. We go slow. So that first line's pretty cool. What have you done to me? It's kind of one of those like like a classic Evanescence line, very dramatic, very serious, it's almost like overly dramatic. It's like too dramatic. And that's part of I think the appeal. If you go back and listen to old Evanescence, it's like, it is just pure like angsty teenager shit, you know? And so, yeah, I think this first line is right in line with that. And it gets you to start asking questions like, what has been, she's saying, what have you done to me? The first question you ask is, well, who is she talking to? Second question is, well, what has been done to her? And that is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little opener. Yeah. What have you done to me? And she sings it with like that really like what is that? Like 1 HP voice, what have you done to me? Like she's already broken, Yeah, she is a great singer. Great singer. So she then says, "You drain the life out of me till I don't know myself." So this is all right. Okay, so we're kind of expanding on that. So whoever or whatever she's talking about has drained her to such a point where she doesn't even know her own thoughts. She doesn't even know who she is or what she thinks anymore. So yeah, it's pretty good. I will say, and I'm gonna make this comment, I think that lyrics about like I don't know myself, who am I, I can't trust myself. And that was very huge. Those lyrics were huge in like the early 2000s, and I think that general style is kind of making a comeback right now. It doesn't quite have the same appeal when you're over 40. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think it works when you're in your 20s, teens and 20s, maybe even early 30s, but you get to like over 40 and talking about like, I don't know myself. It's like, damn, you still haven't figured that shit out. Like the fuck. Yeah, just, I think that this is going to be a little bit of a thing throughout this song, is that, we love Fallen, love Evanescence, but it has been 23 years. And so you would expect some growth and maturity. Unfortunately, I don't know if we got that on this song, but I'm not just going to say that and not explain it. I'm going to kind of dive into that as we get deeper into the song. So let's keep going. The third line is, "When all your faith in reality fades away." And she phrases it as a question, like, when all of your faith in reality fades away, who will you follow? So that first part, that is kind of the conflict, right? Like, when you don't. So, okay, actually, let's just pause, because this is when I first was listening to the song, this was the first moment of the song where I was like, huh? Because it doesn't seem to really match the first two lines. So to me, the first two lines, the obvious implication and what you would expect is like, this is a relationship, you know? What have you done to me? You drain the life out of me till I don't know myself. Like, this is like very typical relationship lyrics. But then she says, when all your faith in reality fades away. And when you hear that, you might think, okay, this could be like a common topic is like narcissistic abuse, when you have a liar who's telling you things and making you question yourself or gaslighting you. It's like, okay, that's a real thing. Maybe that's the angle she's going with. But then she says, who will you follow? And that's where and like, this is the chorus, so it is important for us to break this down and like be able to talk about it, because I was like, what is she talking about here? So when she says, what have you done to me, who is the you? Because when you say like, who will you follow, let me phrase it like this. If you're in like a toxic relationship, well, this was my first interpretation, was that this was like a toxic relationship, or this is some type of relationship. And when you are in a toxic relationship and you have that thought to yourself, like, you know, I don't know what to believe anymore, the first question isn't typically, who do I follow now? It's typically something more along the lines of like, this person is bad, or I need to, you know, I need to stand on my own. I need to learn to like form my own thoughts. It's typically the opposite end, right? Like, you don't, when someone abuses you in this way, the response is almost always to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. It's like self-empowerment, as opposed to, I need to follow someone else. So when I heard this, I was very confused. I was like, what is she talking about? And then the words that she uses as well, when all your faith, it's like, okay, when all your faith in reality, it's like, that seems to me to imply a little bit more than just, you know, someone's lying to me or someone's gaslighting me about myself or my emotions or something. It's like, I don't believe in reality itself anymore. I was like, okay. So I almost immediately, again, I'm kind of walking y'all through what I was thinking when I first heard this song. I was like, okay, this probably isn't about relationships. So my next interpretation was, is this about God? Because she seems, I mean, when you're talking about like all of reality and then using the word faith and then follow, like, who will you follow? I was like, okay, is this like, has she lost her faith in God or something? I mean, because she has talked about, I mean, what's the song? Tourniquet, where it's a very religious song, or she brings up religious themes often in the older music. And so it's like, okay, maybe this song is about losing your faith. And that was kind of what I went with. I'm going to talk about the actual theme later, because I did look it up, and I think it's important to talk about. But let's get through the first verse and then I'll come back to that. But just know, like, my initial reaction to this chorus was kind of curious. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't quite understand. It doesn't seem like it's a relationship. But even then, like, if it is religion, those first two lines seem a little strange. Like, what have you done to me? It's like, I understand, like, some people have that experience with religion, but it seems very like, I know this is Evanescence, and I know I was just complimenting the dramaticism, but it does seem a little like melodramatic for like religion. What have you done to me? Like, that seems strange. So my whole point here is this chorus, while she sings it brilliantly, and the lyrics are pretty solid in some ways, in other ways they kind of left me confused, and I wasn't quite sure what this song was even about based on this. So let's come back to it. Let's keep going forward with the song, and then we'll come back to this, and we'll get there, okay? Because I do want to, like, I think this is going to be very important, this chorus and the lyrics, but we'll come back to it. Cool. So let's go to the next section.